How did SNCC influence the civil rights movement at the March on Washington? Imagine a sea of voices from young activists, all demanding change. That's what the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee brought to the March on Washington in 1963. This march was a huge event where many groups came together to push for civil rights and jobs. SNCC was a key part of this coalition, and their role was more than just showing up. They represented the energy and frustration of young Black Americans fighting for justice. SNCC was known for its focus on grassroots work. They organized voter registration drives, sit-ins, and protests in the South, often facing violence. At the march, they used their platform to highlight the ongoing struggles in Black communities, especially in the Deep South. Their leaders, like John Lewis, were invited to speak. Lewis's speech was powerful and direct, criticizing the federal government for not doing enough to protect Black citizens. He asked tough questions about whether the government truly supported civil rights or was just pretending. Although Lewis's original speech was more fiery, other leaders asked him to tone it down to keep the march united. Still, the core message of frustration and demand for justice stayed strong. SNCC's voice was different from the more official civil rights leaders. They spoke for the young activists who had risked their lives in protests and voter drives. Their presence made it clear that the movement was not just about laws but about changing social attitudes and ending segregation. SNCC's influence also showed how youth-led activism was growing. They pushed the movement beyond legal battles to challenge social and political systems directly. Their participation made the march more urgent and raw. It was a signal that the fight for civil rights was not over and that young people were ready to lead the way. In practical terms, SNCC's role at the march proved how important grassroots organizing and youth leadership were. They kept the focus on the real struggles of Black communities and called for real change. Their involvement made the March on Washington a powerful moment that combined hope with a demand for action. It showed that the fight for civil rights was ongoing, and that young activists would continue to push for justice in the years ahead.